Hey, 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 welcome back to another RSG live stream. I'm Ranger J 1999, your host. Glad to have you guys all here for our annual daily, weekly, monthly, hourly lunch stream. This is where we just hang out with you guys for the next hour, hour and a half. It's our last show before the big Disney weekend. We will not be streaming for the next couple of days, so I'm sorry, I apologize. So today we're going to do the lunch stream, and then after that at 5 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to do some Battlefront for you guys. Then I'm going to go to bed because I have to be up super early because old McVoltron and her significant other are scooping me up early in the morning so we get the hell out of Atlanta and avoid all this dumbass traffic. So glad to have you guys here. If you're new to the lunch stream and wondering what this is, it's just basically us hanging out. We'll talk about what's going on in Galaxy Heroes. We're going to do a roster review like we always do. We'll answer your questions. Stupid ass Finn, I don't know where he is or what he's doing, so he's failed me again and left me on triple duty. If I don't know what he's doing, if he's in a meeting or whatnot. I hate him, stupid Finn. But no, I joke. I love Finn, and we couldn't do what we do without him. But I know he's busy. But the way it works is, of course, subscribe, like the channel. If you want to do something fun, you can go. You can follow us on Twitch. If you haven't followed us on Twitch already, we're dual streaming right now. And with Twitch and YouTube. I'm excited because the new screen I'm supposed to get for the computer is supposed to be in today. I hope it comes in before Battlefront so I can set it up and we can stream in HD for the first time, and we'll be streaming HD. I think afterwards we're gonna mess with that so we can make the streams better. That's what we do with all the donations and stuff you guys give. We put it back into the stream. So yeah, follow us on Twitch. I think we're about to hit our marks there, so you guys can donate there as well. We have people ask like, how can I support the channel? We have the Patreon. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, love our Patreons, please do. We have lots of cool stuff that you can get for each level of Patreon, whether it's $5 a month or whatever you want to do. It's totally cool. And if you just want to donate, you want to skip all that, you go to our homepage on YouTube, support the channel, go there, click there, you can send money to PayPal. Again, we use it for everything back into the channel. Alright, all that nonsense is knocked out of the way. Glad to have you here. If you have questions, make sure you put question in front of your statement and throw that into chat. I'm figuring I'll be doing both again. So yeah. So let's introduce everybody that's here with us today. Just a few people, but you know, a little intimate get together with everyone. We've got the lovely Dana Descent is with us.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hey Dana, how are you?
Throwing up, good. Throwing out the hearts everywhere.
Yeah, I see that. It's like a Lucky Charms all over the damn chat. We also have Stoner Jedi.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's going on with you, Stoner?
Just hanging out. Isaiah's taking his nap, and yeah. Or the apprentice, excuse me.
All right, taking care of the apprentice. He was feisty this morning. If you guys didn't see Xylo's stream, he was doing a March recap, and the apprentice was having none of it. He was being very Sith-like in his
It was so funny, too. He was hanging out, he was doing just fine, and then, like, right when it hit, like, 10-15 minutes out of a 19-minute stream, he just started exploding.
Mm-hmm. Like, no, pay attention to me.
It happens though, right?
No, Father, I am the Sith apprentice. You shall obey me.
It is his show, I'll tell you.
It pretty much is. I mean, So all right, so let's rock and roll. We're gonna start with our roster review. So let me pull that up in a memento por favor. And today we are doing, let me get it all set up here. Let me see here if I can find it. Stupid roster review schedule. Kai Keto.
Oh.
And
I like that.
Do you know them?
The screen is blurry, but yeah, he's my officer.
Oh well,
I had no idea.
See, aren't you glad you
so
showed up,
cool.
Dana? It's like
And
we know.
Yeah. That it's fate.
Mm.
Kirito is from Sword Art Online.
Mm-hmm.
That's where his name came from. But yeah, he's my
I
territory.
don't know if it's
warlock.
Kirito or Kirito.
Kirito.
Okay, Kirito.
Kirito.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. It's on my list to watch, but
It's great. I really
I know.
loved it.
I just can't keep up. I mean, I've got so many animes I'm following. I can't keep up, Dana. It's ridiculous.
GG telling you to watch
I know.
Pokemon.
Oh God, here's Finn. Hi, Finn.
Hi.
What are you
Bark,
doing?
bark.
Bye.
I'm done. You guys go. That's it. I told you guys we did that again. I'm out. So
Is GG telling you to
Aw.
watch Pokemon?
I'm not speaking. Go ahead, Finn. Dana, it's all you. I'm just gonna sit
Well,
back.
you have to
and look
control the screen.
at... No, you guys tell me what you want. I'm just gonna watch the chats.
All right, so we are doing the roster review of Kai Keto, and he is looking for just an overall look at his characters. He's not too concerned about ships, so we'll take a look at his characters. He's a 3.4 million GP roster. Let's go ahead and take a look at his character screen and see kind of where all of his different characters and stuff are. As we take a look at it, let's see. So he has himself a Darth Revan. He has a 7-star, but one Zeta on him. So I'm sure he's working at it as a new character, so it takes a little bit of time to level up and everything. But he's gear 11 with 1 Zeta, so eventually he'll get on the other Zetas. He has a Zeta on Conqueror, and he doesn't have the Zeta on the Leader yet. So he's still running Jedi Knight Revan in Arena, which is fine. We'll want to maybe consider switching to Darth Revan. Question is, what is your difficulty in Arena? Is it just that you don't care that much about rising in Arena, or whatever the situation is, right? We'll want to see. Is he in the chat? I don't think.
I don't know. I just tagged him in my server to let him know that
Okay.
his roster review was.
I don't think he's in the chat, but
He is also Japan time right now, but he's in the Navy, so he may or may not be awake.
oh, okay. Ranger, do you have anything to say about that?
Nope.
He's in the Navy. Normally, you always say something about somebody. in
No.
the forces. Come on, Ranger. He's
No.
serving.
I told you and Dana what would happen next time y'all did this crap. Go ahead.
We need more pickle.
Aw.
Why don't we have pickle? Oh, we don't have a pickle. So I'll go. Let me try the grande. Yodelay, 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 yodelay.
That was actually pretty amazing. I mean,
know.
it actually made my ear hurt. I think he blew out my earbud.
Grande is an idiot savant. It's
Well, he at an early age, I think he ate lead chips and no one stopped him. And
no, he said it. Somebody dropped him on his head for $5 million.
See, yeah, I just don't. Yeah, for me, it just I think Grande is. I think it's chemical. The reason the way he is, so. So at
Right.
times he says the most brilliant things, and the other times you're just like,
That is the way Grande works.
How are you surviving? Like, how do you function, Rain Man? Really? So.
All right. So looking at his roster, I guess let's go by factions, Ranger. Let's go to the bounty hunters.
Okay.
Start there. And let's see. Mine isn't loading. Is yours loading?
No.
He is running 2 accounts at the same time, so I'm not sure if that has something to do
No,
with
did Grand Arena or something just switch? Is everybody like searching something on GG right now?
I don't know what's going on, but I'm getting some lag.
Yeah, I'm not able to do anything on
Getting-
GG right now.
Yeah, I'm getting coding overload for OBS. All right.
Encoding overload for OBS.
because of what's going on with the stupid ass GG.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the stream is lagging a little bit because GG is
Being
going
stupid.
funky
It's
for
going.
whatever reason.
It's going haywire.
Okay, so looking at his bounty hunters, he has a Gear 12 Boba Fett, Greedo, Aura Singh, Cad Bane, and 88. He has a Gear 11 Dengar. He has a Gear 10 Embo. He has a Gear 8 6-star Bosk. And then he has a level 50 Zam and Django. Work on your Bosk.
Mhm.
Not only is he, in my opinion, the best leader for bounty hunters, he is also the captain of the Houndstooth. He's the pilot for it. So you're going to need that for ships as well. I know you're not focusing on ships, but you will want Bosk for Houndstooth. And I know you're using a full Rebels lineup right now. I think if you really cared, if you wanted to, like, you could put in a Houndstooth in your starting lineup, even with your home one and everything, and it'll serve you better. So Bosk, with the Zeta on his lead, I would definitely prioritize. So, and really quick, for those of you on YouTube, if your stream is blurry, make sure you go to the settings and set it at 720. Sometimes when it's set on auto, it automatically defaults to like random ones. So just make sure you go to the little gear icon for the settings and set yours to 720p. Then it'll stay at the higher resolution and won't blur out. Mine was doing the same thing. So, all right, which one do you want to go to next, Ranger?
Whatever you want, man.
Let's look at his clones. He has a lot of gear
clones.
Yeah. And the reason is he has a gear 12 5s, but he has a gear 5 level 50 Rex. Rex is a really good plug-and-play character, especially if you use your Wampa and stuff. So Rex might be a character that you want to work on. You don't have to look at the other characters. They're going to be much later, but I think Rex is a character that you want because he has a very good and useful utility that makes him useful for a lot of different game modes, especially Grand Arena. So I would say you want to work on your Rex.
Yeah, he's really easy to gear too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think he did say that in one of the chats that he was working on them recently.
Okay. Well, there you go. That means he's working on Rex. Haha. We won't worry about droids. Empire will come up in other stuff. Take a look at the Ewoks. And he has gear 12 Ewoks with a gear 10 Logray. It's up to you if you really want to change this. I mean, you have Tebow and you have Scout. And ideally, I think the best lineup is with Logray and Wicket. But it's up to you if you want to put that investment. I mean, what do you think, Xylo? I think I'm okay if he doesn't work on them. I think it would be better for his Ewoks, but not necessary.
Yeah, I agree, because Wicket and Logray are the best mechanics for the full team, right? And Paplu, Chirpa lead, so.
Darth Vader says, or just watch it on Twitch and tell Finn to shut it.
Well, that's right. Shut up, Finn. All right. So let's go to the
I'm going
next
to add
one.
a browser source because I think it's...
What happened?
I'm going to add a browser source real quick.
Oh, instead of Firefox?
Because it's being
Yeah,
really
I think it's going to
stupid.
crash your browser that way. Yeah, it's being really stupid.
So y'all keep going. I'm just trying to...
Okay. So we'll look at the next one, which is his first order. His first order is a Gear 12 Kylo Ren. Then he has a Gear 11 Phasma, a Gear 9 Kylo Ren Unmasked, a Gear 9 First Order Executioner, Gear 8 First Order Officer, and a 6-star level 51 Gear 6 First Order Stormtrooper. So in terms of your first order, you would probably want to work on your Kylo Ren. It's a lot of gear work, except for First Order Stormtrooper, who needs the stars. You're definitely going to want to use First Order Stormtrooper. Now, there's a few different variants on how people use the First Order. And Xylo's mentioned this before, so I'll let him kind of talk about it. You don't have to necessarily evenly split them, but one of the good ways to split them is Kylo Ren Unmasked lead with Kylo Ren, First Order Executioner, and Stormtrooper, and then the 5th as like a Barris, and that leaves you with the Phasma lead team that you can use if you really want to develop the other First Order. But Xylo, you want to talk about the First Order team with the Barris?
Yeah, I mean, like, and it stretches even more than Barris too. Like, you can do like an auto taunter, any auto taunter that has some good healing mechanics. You can do what was another good one? Emperor's Nest. Emperor's Nest is a good one. I mean, it's kind of consuming, but it is a really good staple defensive team. And then another good one is Visa Smar too. Visa Smar has a revive mechanic that gives the team defense penetration too, so it gives them a little more push on offense. It's a good way to kind of stretch the faction out and give that 5th spot some more flexible space in your roster, right? And then like Finn said, you have an offensive first order team too to complement it if you need something to knock out a staple team like Ewoks or Phoenix or something like that, something easy to kind of go in with Executioner and just mop the floor with them, or even if Executioner's on your defensive team, for example, Special Forces TIE Fighter pilot and the regular TIE Fighter pilot from the First Order, just those two combined together are pretty nasty. And then if you keep Officer for offense and have some more control with Officer, then you can kind of give the team more turn meter, and Phasma keeps giving the team a lot of TM and advantage. So it's really fun to play with on offense.
Ranger, if you go to the browser source, delete everything in the custom CSS, and it'll get rid of that transparency. All right. So after First Order, let's go ahead and take a look at his. Which one should we go to next? So let's take a look at your Imperial Troopers. Imperial Troopers, Snow Troopers, Gear 12. Stormtroopers, Gear 12. Veers is 8. Stark is 7. Magma 7. Death Trooper 5. Shore Trooper 1. Range Trooper. Oh. Okay. So, so a few things. I'm okay if you don't work on Shore Trooper since you have Stormtrooper. That gives you a tank on that team. Shore Trooper is really good. Reaper is a really good ship, so it's also beneficial to have Shore Trooper. So Shore Trooper being 4-star, level 50, Gear 1, I mean, it's up to you if you want to work on it. Same thing with Range Trooper. I know there's a lot of stuff to farm with regular energy, so if Range Trooper falls a little bit lower, that's fine. But the other part is your Veers is only Gear 8 without a Zeta. And I'm fine without the Zeta because he's Gear 8, but I would say you want to level him up, gear him up, and then put a Zeta on him once he's like Gear 11. Same thing with Stark. You don't have to put a Zeta on him, but I would get him to Gear 11 and definitely work on Death Trooper. Characters that can reduce turn meter or reduce cooldowns like Death Trooper can. Characters that have Death Mark like Death Trooper has. They're really valuable. Even if you don't use them on a full Imperial Trooper lineup, you can use them in an Empire lineup if you want. You can throw them in as a plug and play. Death Trooper is a really good character. And so you probably want to work on your Death Trooper soon also. So
especially with the mechanics changed to Death Mark, right? Like now it's a forced taunt, and it has more viability, and there's only 2 characters in the game that do Death Marks.
Yeah, so definitely work on your Death Trooper here. And we're mentioning a bunch of things that you can work on, right? And it's kind of up to you which direction you want to go. Some of these are plug and play, right? Like the Rex was definitely a plug and play type of thing. Your Bounty Hunters, I think Bosk is probably still your first priority because of Houndstooth and getting your ship better. And the fact that you can, Bosk is the best lead for Bounty Hunters. I think Bosk would be on the top of your priority. And then it's up to you if you want to work on your First Order, whether or not you want to work on your Imperial Troopers. Both of them are pretty good. I would probably lean towards First Order, but it's kind of up to you. Okay.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the First Order for sure, but like going back to his 2 troopers, getting Shore Trooper to Gear 11, I would recommend for sure because he's such a great auto taunter in general. Like you can put him in a Bounty Hunter team as like a second tank with a boss lead, or again a First Order team, for example. But he also serves his place in the Trooper team too. It's a solid offensive piece to keep the team alive if it's a little undergeared. And then again, Death Trooper will not only complement that team, but an Empire team and Chex Mix. So,
all right, Ranger, talk about Jedi. I have to go into the door. I'll be right back.
Well, let's look at Jedi. He has them. Not much to
got
say
everything
here. Yeah,
got Hermit.
Jedi Knight. Wait a minute. No, Hermit Yoda is 7 stars, but he's Gear 6. So.
Oh man, get some gear on him. He gets some good speed. By the time you get him to like Gear 10.
Yeah, he's really good in the raids and stuff. I mean.
Another flexible character too, as well. You can plug him in about anywhere.
But yeah, his Jedi are great. Jedi Knight Revan. You can tell this was his prior PvP team because you can see they're all Gear 12 and rocking the Zetas. So, well, Grandmaster Yoda doesn't have his Zeta, interesting enough. So,
no, the battle meditation. Yeah, that. Oh my goodness, with Jedi Knight Revan is amazing. Like
it's pretty sick. So maybe that's
staple
the Zeta you
on
want
that
to
team.
consider for your Jedi Knight Revan team. So we'll look at Jedi. Let's go to Night Sisters. I always love looking at Night Sisters. Team solid. You know, if you want to take Zombie 12, that's totally fine. He has the 2 on Asajj. He's got the unique on Mother Talzin. So his zombie team is really, his Night Sister team is really good. He's got Spirit farmed. He can eventually add that to the lineup. I'm farming her right now because she's really nice. So Night Sisters look really good. I'm noticing that some of his teams are done, some of them are not. So this gives you some ideas of what's solid and what.
Well, a lot of them are like fillers and like, plus ones, can stretch your roster out a little bit more and kind of add some more viability to all these factions that we're going over, right?
Yeah. His Old Republic look really great. Missions, Zalbar are 12. Karth is 10. But he has the Zeta Canderous is 10. They're both 7 stars, gear 10. Juhani is gear 9. The Karth team is really, really good. It is a pain in the ass to deal with in territory wars, so I like it a lot. I use it on defense, and eventually I'm going to go to a Cure team that's just going to be the Cure team from solo, and then I'm just going to go Karth and run that team. And I'm already doing it because all mine are gear 11, gear 12, and they're really nice. It's a pain in the ass team. You have to use a really good team to face that team where you're going to get spanked. You can't screw around with that team. So I like the fact that you have those. If you want to take them just to gear 11, with the Albarn mission being 12, you could really do some damage, especially with Karth, with the Zeta on Karth. I mean, that is really a nasty Zeta.
Like what we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, like splitting the 2 teams in like a 3v3 aspect, like depending on like your offense or defensive plan, right? Like you can put 2 staple teams down on defense with Kira, Mission, and Zalbar, and then Karth, Canderous, and Juhani. So there's 2 solid 3v3 defensive teams, or if you want to like save Kira for offense for like Nest or something, kind of changes at that point. But it's 2 flexible, solid 3v3 teams, right?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Let's look at your Rebels. All Rebels are overloaded. Great. They're all gear 12. You can mix and match. Wait a minute. I'm not seeing something here. There's Chewbacca. Where's your 3PO? All right. So working your 3PO, he's a great cog to add to the Rebel lineup. That'll really help you out with those upper echelon teams. The CLS team with 3PO is just nasty. When you got CLS, C3PO, Han, and Chewie, I mean, good Lord, that team just wrecks. It can do a lot of really good things for you on offense. Don't put it down on defense. It's an offensive team that you want to use in 5v5 to wreck the crap out of your opponent. And it can give you a lot of flexibility. It doesn't matter what it is. It has a good shot of beating it. And I really like the CLS with 3PO, Han, and Chewie team a lot. I think it's fantastic. Some people like to use it on the JTR team, and I don't have a problem with that either. But 3PO is one of those pieces, when you get him geared with the Zetas, you can move him to your Resistance or you can move him to your Rebels. You can use him with R2. You don't have to use him with R2, but he really neutralizes a lot of the things that people will do on defense, because it's basically, if your team's modded correctly, it's going to win if you know what you're doing. So I mean, I've seen CLS just destroy Jedi or Darth Revan teams because they go first, and if they hit hard enough and fast enough, I mean, one shot Bastila, it's over, right? I mean, I've seen it happen time and time again. So then it's
3PO is a good nest killer too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when we use those 3v3 teams that doesn't have the leader, Han, Chewie, 3PO just goes in against any nest team and just runs nest right over. Or like you said, he's a good solid counter, with a few teams. So it's such a flexible and fun character to use.
Yeah, but your Rebels look really solid. We'll go to the next one, which will be Resistance. I'm sure they're going to look great. They are. They're all good. Gear 12 Finn, Gear 12 Trooper, Scav Ray. I see you're farming some of the other ones. So Resistance team looks really solid. Nothing to add there. Just another great offensive team that can win you a lot of matches. Scoundrels, just curious. A lot of good scoundrels here that you're working on. Bosk is definitely a priority. You need to get him 7 stars with the Zetas. That's one thing you're missing. Kira's fine. God, you've even got a Gear 12 Ors Sing. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I love my
Keep working on
Orsing.
Emphas
Such
and
a
keep,
beast.
Boss, Emphas, and Jingo are three pieces from the Scoundrels I really think you could work on. They're so good. Emphas especially, even at Gear 5, get her to Gear 11, man. Put a Zeta on her. Jesus, she'll do a lot for you. Boss, nothing more needs to be said about him. He's just a beast. And plus his ship is great. Django is a phenomenal bounty hunter leader because of the speed he gives and just Scoundrels in general. I've seen Boss from Van Sil with Emphas, Django lead with Emphas back in the day, just knocking the crap out of Jedi Knight Revan because they go first, they hit hard, they hit fast, they get the payout, and then it's game on like Donkey Kong. So just some ideas for you there if you're interested. And then last but not least, we want to look at your Sith. Looking really good. Darth Revan's got one Zeta. He's Gear 11. Got some work on to do. Same with Fallen Bastila. Just trust me, I understand. You definitely need to keep working on your Scion, getting him geared maybe. Your Nihilist is fine. Palpatine's fine. Sith Trooper, something maybe you want to consider working on as well, gear. So the thing I'm looking, Kai, at your roster is that I'm seeing a lot of things that are done and some things you want to work on. I think Finn's right. Whichever team you want to work on, just pick a team. Focus in on it. Dana, this is your guild officer. What would you what would you like to see him work on? You know, that kind of thing.
Well, you know, I'm not sure. I would definitely want him to continue working on the Sith there, and probably.
Yeah, Darth Revan team is a priority.
Yeah, for sure. But he's been doing really well. He's been making a lot of progress, like really, really quickly. And so I just, I don't know, like anything that I would personally want him to work, he's already working on it. Like
I mean, looking at his roster, I think, Dana, you're right. I think it's his Sith. And I think it's everything.
Well, that's priority. Then everything else after that just picks up.
Well, I mean, like, everything Sith. So not just the Darth Revan team, right?
Sure.
So you want to work on Revan, you want to work on Bastila. I didn't go back and look at his droids. Did you see what his HK was at, Ranger?
I did not. So
let me jump there really quick.
Well, I'll just go to Sith Empire and
His HK is Gear 10.
Yeah.
So finish that team.
You want to work on that triumvirate, right? But there's another triumvirate in the Sith that you should also work on, which I think would be your best next move, which is Traya Scion.
Yeah.
Right. You already have Nihilus, but Traya Scion, I think the entire Sith faction is what he's working on next before he goes to First Order.
Yeah.
Before
he does anything else.
So.
Yeah, I say just hyper focus the Sith faction in general, and then Vosk as a side piece.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the apprentice in the background making all that banging noise?
Yeah, he sees you getting his lunch ready. He's like, da, da, da.
Feed me, father. Feed me, father, or I shall force choke you once again. If I don't get my chicken nuggets, someone will suffer.
Ooh, chicken nuggets.
Or corn dogs. Oh, we just had somebody follow us. Proper Catch is now following us. Thank you. Someone had done it earlier. I missed it, but we're having a little technical difficulties. But thank you for following us on Twitch.
On YouTube?
No. They're following us on Twitch. These are Twitch people.
Oh, I thought you said somebody.
It popped up on YouTube. You know, the thing popped up, but I missed it because we were having technical stupid ads and stuff. So.
I can tell you who it is. It was Big Smoke 119.
There you go. So thank you for the follow on Twitch as well. Very much appreciated. That's his roster. Pretty damn good. You know, we're just starting to round off these teams. I think is all that's really left for you, Kai. Just keep doing what you're doing. I like your roster. Very lean. Not a lot of fluff. For your GP level, really, really good. I say just stick to it and rock and roll. I don't really have anything else to add. Anything?
Can I tell you? We make fun of you for like the Pokemon and the life-size Velociraptor and all of that.
Yeah.
I have, I think, by far the weirdest ad right now. So one of them is for, I think it's Quicken Loans or something like that. The one at the top. The one on the left is for a product called Manscaped, and they have a line that says your balls will.
Oh my god, yes, I saw it on YouTube. It's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
I heard it as an ad. I was dying laughing. Oh my god.
What the hell?
It's the
This is
same
like-
If you
thing.
haven't seen it, go
Finn,
watch
it's
the
the
commercial.
same
for it. It's
thing.
Literally, this
hilarious.
guy takes some of this product, rubs it within his hand, and then you see his hands drop below the camera, and then it shifts.
Oh my
and
gosh.
the balls will thank you. Like what the? Oh my.
All I gotta say is I
Dude,
don't
it's hilarious.
understand their
Oh my God.
algorithm.
This is like the weirdest. The #1 men's below the belt hygiene brand. I didn't even know there were brands
I
for
didn't
this.
even know
Isn't it
there
just called
was.
clean?
Yeah,
Like it's soap. Use freaking soap.
Yeah.
I just
Dude, I heard it one day. I
can't.
was at work listening to my videos and stuff like that, and I just heard the ad pop up out of nowhere. Oh my god! I was like, "Is this a real thing?" Oh my goodness! Like, I started
Unfortunately, it
crying.
appears to be a real thing that now GG is advertising. So yeah.
They're coming up on the virtual advertisement gig.
Yeah, so that happened.
And one of the images in the ad are two walnuts next to each other, with one of them with a little quote bubble that says.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it's yeah. I don't know
What is this? What is this called? What is the
It's
product
called Manscaped.
Okay, I gotta look it up.
Dude, the commercial's so funny.
This
It's like
Ross
this guy's
review
like, "It's
brought
like
to you
this.
by
It's
Manscaped.
like this.
Oh my
Your
word!
balls
I don't
will
even.
thank you.
I typed in Manscaped and I clicked on images and yeah.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah, really bad.
That was a really bad idea. Why did you go to images of Manscaped?
I don't know because I wanted to see the walnut picture. I thought
Oh
it
my
would be in the image.
You gotta search it on YouTube.
Well, you probably
Don't search
did
it
see
on
some pictures
Google.
of walnuts, Dana.
Oh, I saw. Yeah.
Things you should not Google. Manscaped. Add that to the list of things we have mentioned for people not to Google.
So, but that's your roster review, Kai. We very appreciate you letting us look at your rosters. A good job. Take our suggestions, run with them. If you have any questions, all you need to do is send us a message in Discord. We'll be more than glad to answer anything you have, anything we said, or if you're just having some trouble or need some more advice moving forward, that's what we're always there for. Finn, how does someone get a roster review from us?
Simple. Head into the RSG Discord. The link is either in the YouTube video description or in the About RSG section in Twitch. Head to the Discord. Message me, Finity, that you are looking for a roster review. And when you do so, make sure that I respond to you that I have added you to the queue. All I need is for you to PM me and send me your GG page. If I do not respond within 24 hours, then just message me again. That being said, forewarning, the next 4 or 5 days, there will be a delay in responses because I am not going to be paying very much attention to my phone. And so, because we will be in Orlando for the run and we have a lot of stuff going on that weekend. So if anybody is coming out to Orlando, please let us know so we can kind of coordinate what you guys, if there's anything you guys are doing, then let us know. We can coordinate the events and all of that. But yeah, so just bear with me the next few days while we're doing our charity run and everything for the ACS. And when I'm back, I'll definitely, if you guys message me again, then we'll definitely catch up.
Yep. All right. Finn, are you able to do questions or do I need to scoop them up?
I can do them for the next 27 minutes because I have a 1 o'clock meeting.
All right. Well, then get to it, buddy.
All right, let me bring up Nightbot here. And I need to bring up the other Nightbot too, but let me start with this one. So first question from Eric Seymour. And he says, question, Ranger, did you farm or buy new pieces for Darth Revan? Because I'm stuck at Gear 8 and wanted a recommendation. Would you recommend just hoarding crystals and buying them out of shipments or farming the nodes?
Crystals, because the drop rate is awful. You'll be at it forever.
Yeah.
It's really bad. So I just saved my crystals and bought them. I was like, nope. Sorry. I got better things to do with my time than to farm these nodes. Plus, it was affecting I still wanted to stay on target with what I was farming. So I'm like, I'll just farm the characters I'm working on, and then I'll just save my crystals for my payouts. And then, do it that way. It's just faster. It's cleaner. If you're getting high in payout, it'll take you about 3 to 7 days, depending on what you're getting. So that's my suggestion, is to save your crystals and buy. It's going to talk... For both gear tiers, it's 5,600 crystals in total. Let's say you're finishing top 5. It'll take you about a week. If you're finishing in the 200 to 250 range, it's going to take you a little bit longer. I mean, there's other places you're getting crystals from and stuff. So your crystal income varies. So a week to 2 weeks to get the crystals, maybe faster, maybe longer, just depends. But that's faster than farming it. Good Lord. Plus you're wasting crystals to refresh, and you're slowing down your progression with your character. So yeah, crystals.
All right. Next question from Star Destroyer. When using CLS in Arena, does kill order matter when facing the Night Sisters?
Yes.
Yeah.
It matters
You
no matter
have
what
to burn
team
down the zombie double res, so you have to hit the weakest person as quickly as you can, and then take out Daka.
Yeah, Daka's she's the priority for the kill, but yeah.
But you do have to be, actually, let me caveat that. So Daka is typically the one that you want to kill first, but depending on how much you get stuck behind zombie, you might need to take Asajj first, otherwise she'll start one-shotting all of your guys.
Yeah, and she'll start AoE dispelling over and over again.
The good thing if you got 3P on that team, CLS can go around the taunt, so you can with 3P on the team, it gives you a lot of flexibility. So
yeah, but you can't let zombie die multiple times and power up Asajj.
No.
But what you need to do is kill off somebody twice, right, and get rid of the zombie double res, and then you kill Daka, and then just work through the rest of them, make sure nobody else reses.
Yeah,
it's going to be slightly different what happens whether or not they have a Talzin lead or whether they have a Asajj lead.
Yeah,
it plays slightly different, but overall the goal is still.
And you're going to get a lot of countering and stuff. So I mean, it's a nasty team for Night Sisters. I've never had any problems with Night Sisters with CLS. So I ran it the other day, and it was like, even with Spirit, I was like, whatever. So. Absolutely.
All right. Next question from Miss Ouchie Dumpling.
Oh.
And she says, question, my fortune cookie at lunch said the secret to happiness is to always be in pursuit of a goal. Is CG writing fortune cookies now?
It's like a haiku.
It's not wrong.
No. I mean...
May not be the best fortune cookie ever, but it's not wrong.
No, it's not. So, aren't you, girl? I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, baby girl. Okay. Next question is from Ziglet. It says, question, are Sith Assassin and Sith Marauder worth gearing? Assassin, yes. Marauder, I've seen do a lot of damage, but... I mean, none of these are going to be top priority gears.
I'm not a fan of gearing them right now.
I like Sith Assassin, but not because of the Revan squad. I like Assassin on my Zeta Maul squad, and that's not to say that you need to work on it.
It's a late game farm. Even with the new tunes, I mean, the team comps that are being put out there are not really featuring them for good reason. They just do nothing. Right. So, I mean...
I say, it just depends on where you're at in the game and, like, what do you have to work on, obviously. Like, everybody's roster is situational, and then you want to have a full Sith Empire team, right? Like, that's kind of what I'm looking at right now is when I'm running it in Arena, it's either, like, Thrawn or one of the Triumvirate or something different as the 4th and 5th, you know what I mean? And, like, putting Sith Trooper in the team with another Sith Empire character is my long-term goal. And, I mean, the way if I had to pick one or the other for that team, for the Sith Empire, I'd pick Marauder because, like Finn said, you can plug Sith Assassin in like an EP team or a Maul team or a Traya team, so I think Marauder's place is definitely with the Empire because he's only based on damage, and then the fact that Assassin has more flexibility in the rest of the actual Sith faction where it'll benefit you most.
All
right. Next one, Xylo1111. Question, I bent my Wookiee. What should I do? Use some Manscaped.
Yeah.
You have done that yourself.
Use Manscaped. The Wookiee's balls will be happy. All right. L73.
Especially if it's been bent.
Especially
if it's bent.
Yeah, I know. Next question. What else 73? My Embo is gear 10 5-star right now. What's his viability in my Bosk team? Or where is the best place to use him, especially with Grand Arena starting today?
He's great everywhere. He's just such a nasty piece. Go ahead, Xylo.
Dude, I love Embo because, well, for one, the Phase 1 team that I've preached about at the Sith Raid, he's amazing as the leader in that team, and Bosk is the 5th. And then for Grand Arena, man, there's so many flexible teams that I've messed around with the Bounty Hunters right now, and I really like him In like a 3v3 team, I like him with Bosk, Embo, and Dengar because he's a second damage dealer, and as a 3v3 lineup, there's already a lot of stuns and ability blocks and debuffs going between Dengar and Bosk. So Embo being the damage dealer in that team, and
It's nasty.
sorry, excuse me. Yeah, he's nasty. Yeah, I mean, and then in 5v5, I'd say he's more of like a filler character in a second bounty hunter team, as opposed to him being in the boss team in a 5v5 because you want the debuffs and extra damage from the AoEs and all the other characters that can spam the contract a little bit faster. So
There you go.
All right. And for those of you guys that are on Twitch, if you guys have questions too, just go ahead and type it in there with the word question, and we'll pick it up. But next question is from Proper Catch, and it says, question, with so many Q&A segments in the RSG live streams, how is it possible for there to be so many questions and you guys have answers to those questions? So we don't always have the answers.
No.
We will tell you when we don't have answers, because the one thing we don't want to do, and sometimes we make mistakes, it's not that we're infallible, but if we definitely don't know something, we will tell you, right? And we'll tell you, we'll look it up and stuff like that to try and figure out for you, because we're curious. If that's a question that you guys have, we're curious about it too. But there's always something going on, some little wrinkle that's being added, some new team that somebody has farmed, some new speculation that has come out because somebody's friend is a friend of a friend of a developer that somehow went to a party with somebody that's also a friend of a cousin that you know. And all these rumors start to go around, and then we get those questions. And so sometimes it's speculation, sometimes it's in-game questions, but we do our best to try and give you guys the best answers.
Yeah. Most of the times we know it, but sometimes we get stumped like anybody else. We're human.
Next question from Shadowvale. Question, why are most YouTube videos over Darth Revan versus Jedi Knight Revan when the hardest battles are Darth Revan versus Darth Revan?
I don't know.
Well, so the reason is that Darth Revan was given a very bad review at the beginning, and he was being able to be beaten by Jedi Knight Revan. And so there are people that it's not that Jedi Knight Revan can't beat Darth Revan can't beat Jedi Knight Revan. Ranger and I had this discussion, right, in terms of what a pure counter is. And I would classify it as a pure counter. Like, the team is designed to beat Jedi Knight Revan, and you can go in with inferior mods and still beat the team, but it's not 100% kill rate. And so some people have mods that are considerably worse than your Jedi Knight Revan. And if Jedi Knight Revan starts to go off and kills your Fallen Bastila or something like that, then the team starts to fall apart. And so while I would still consider it a pure counter, there are still several ways that you can lose to it. And that is one of the main reasons why people are looking at it. From their Jedi Knight Revan perspective, they're trying to see why they're losing and to see whether or not there's a way that they can remod in order to try and prevent it. And then from the offensive side, it's just to make sure that they're not messing up. If there's a particular kill order, if there's a particular way to attack, those kind of things. And so it's always one of those issues. Darth Revan versus Darth Revan is starting to show up right now, but unfortunately one of the biggest common responses is make your Darth Revan faster, and that's really not helping matters. And that was one of the responses to Jedi Knight Revan versus Jedi Knight Revan as well. So it's kind of silly. Yeah. All right. Next question is from Eric Seymour. It says, question, well, I'm pulling out the wallet, just what CG's intentions were with those new gear pieces. Well, you don't have to pull out the wallet. Just collect your crystals like you would normally and then spend it. You don't have to spend money in order to get your Darth Revan. Although if you're doing it for Grand Arena, then yeah, you have like 4 hours to get your wallet out. But otherwise, I would just say wait, collect your crystals, and then buy it. They're a pretty good value based on the drop rate for those items right now. Home at Fulgrim. Question, what are the odds that Ranger kills Finn before he finishes the marathon? Ranger has a bum ankle.
Yeah.
So I just need to stay away from him in Hollywood Studios, and then make sure that I stay away from him at the beginning of the race, and then after the race, then I'll win that bet. So there's ways. And he's also going in a car with McVenom, not me, so I'm not going to be driving, so that works too.
Yeah, we're going to be chilling like villains.
Malin87 Question, I want another fleet team to at least beat people's B teams. So Geos, Target Lock, Mace. I hate the idea of investing in Geos. So outside of them, what is the best non-MILF team? Is Sith fleet viable?
I don't know. I mean, I like First Order or an Empire team more than any of those if you're not going to go Geos.
Exactly. Not
like First
Sith.
Order is a good climbing team. You know what I mean? And like it can get you to first on offense, but it has a problem on defense because the AI and the mass kit that Shuttle has, right?
But that's perfect for what he's asking, right? Because he's asking for a way to beat people's B teams in like Territory Wars and Grand Arena. So
On
if
offense, yeah.
On defense, then yeah, First Order on offense can definitely work.
Yeah, there's a lot of good videos too on YouTube about, you know, how to use them and like how to prioritize their kits for like kill orders and, you know, what reinforcements you want and stuff like that too. And First Order is a really flexible one, and I love Command Shuttle's reinforcement because like it just kind of like forces them to kind of take a step back when they're trying to get ahead of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Empire is just a general staple team that you probably worked on a lot of those characters and have a lot of those ships anyways. And there's 2 capital ships, so.
But I mean, if you're looking for your strongest beef team fleet, it probably is the Geos. And I know you're saying you're trying to avoid the Geos, and I understand that. Geo Soldier and Geo Spy, not all that great in terms of characters. I do like Sunfac. He's a really nice plug-and-play tank. He has an ability to dispel on a basic, which I think is still only him and Plo Koon that have the chance of doing that. I don't think there's anybody else that dispels on a basic. So,
well, to find some value out of all 3 of the characters, right? Like, all right, Sunfac goes good in like a Rex Wampa team or just a good tank in general. Like he has dispel and basic, like Finn just said. And then for Soldier, if you need a lot of like assisting and some quick damage, right? Like if he critically hits, he gains 50% turn meter. So right there is his special calls to assist too as well. So he's just going a lot. If you can get him into a team like based on assisting, and then Spy is like a good Newt Gunray offense cheese team. If you've invested in some stealth characters and you have them just sitting at the bottom of your roster, you don't use them, a Newt Gunray lead with stealth characters. It's a quick little cheese team on offense again. So there's some value in all 3 of them. It's just not a lot of people have that flexibility unless you're at an end game like point of view. But the ships are amazing. I love the ships.
Yeah. Let's see. Next question from Chewy. Question, what's your prediction for the time of the road ahead this quarter, and what do you think it will consist of? Ooh, that's...
I hope Calo Nord comes, but that's probably not going to happen, unfortunately. Some more KOTOR stuff. Nobody wants more KOTOR stuff for some reason.
They're burned out. So part of the reason
I get it, yeah.
burned out on KOTOR isn't the fact that there's a lot of KOTOR. It's the fact that Jedi Knight Revan was so overpowered and power creep, and people are just sick of KOTOR because of that. Darth Revan may help to alleviate some of that because it has brought a little bit more balance to the meta, but we'll have to see.
I just like the bounty hunter aspect of the game, and like his kit in that event was so much fun, right? Like, even though you were facing it, right? It was like 1, 2, 3, boom. Just like the character.
So when do we think that the next one is coming? It's probably going to be towards the end of this month, I think. And actually, I'm not even going to say the end of this month. I think it's going to be in 2 weeks. The middle of this month. And I think what they're going to talk about, because they give like the next essentially 3 months of predictions, right? So I think what they're going to talk about is more territory battle and territory war maps. And I think they're going to start talking about the reskinning for Geonosis, which is what we were predicting, I think, for the B2 being the character of the month. So I think they're going to include something about that. I think there's going to be some kind of hint at a Malik still. I still think Malik is going to be on his way. The other part is I don't know that this might just fall outside of this one, but I still think it's going to be there. In 3 months from now, or 4 months from the Jedi Knight Revan, is going to be when I think Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan are both going to reappear for that Malak event. So I think we're going to have a general idea that sometime in June we're going to have this event that's going to make you use both Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan somehow. That's my guess. Which I think would be pretty interesting because it would be the first dual no, they just did it with Darth Revan, right? Where you had dark side and light side. That was the first time. So might be the second time we see that. And then let me see, what else can we have? Usually there's about like 3 or 4 things that they do. I think they're going to improve. I think they're going to release some more quality of life stuff. I don't know what exactly, but my guess is that they're going to release some more quality of life stuff.
Ooh, maybe like a mod cap increase.
Mod cap,
man,
yeah, that would be awesome. The ability to sell mods without having to go to the sell screen. Just level it up, notice that it's crap, and sell it. That's what I want. Let me
like have a sell button. Yeah. Like
That
you
would be
upgrade
nice.
and sell button like on that mod while you're upgrading.
Yeah.
Yes,
That'd be
please.
perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick something outside of KOTOR, I would say like, all right, so we need 4 characters for a new skin territory battle map, right? Like 2 new characters in the store, and then 2 new characters that you earn on the map, right? So maybe a new clone, maybe a new separatist droid, and then Padme and Darkside Anakin. You know, some new characters to fill in that territory battle map, and like for the rewards that you get, you know, not just in the store. They've already hinted at putting new characters in the store, but also you need the 2 characters that you earn from whatever. Like you need the clones to get Darkside Anakin for the Darkside map, and then you need the droids for Padme. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So those would be our kind of initial predictions. Next question, Bing Skymaster RSG question: which tunes should you run critical chance triangles on?
Yes.
I think
A
there's
lot of things.
Yeah, there's more than we can
2
list.
characters to me that stand out: Snowtrooper and Greedo, and it's characters that rely. And actually, no, Lando also. Older Lando, not young Lando. It's characters that have an effect because of crit, and the effect is more important than damage. So, so those are the 3 that really stand out to me. So,
Ooh, one you can do if you're not gonna make Juhani tanky, like if you're gonna give her like more survivability, you can give her crit chance triangle, because if she lands crit, she should land stagger, right?
yeah,
So you can spam her stagger that way.
Ayla is another one too, because she has a chance to she will stun whenever she critically hits. So a high crit chance on Ayla Stakura is a really nice one too. So
Embo.
Yeah.
He needs to crit so he can go and get that extra turn meter on his basic.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a few of them, right? But the main thing you're looking for as to whether or not to use a crit chance triangle is whether or not the character has an ability, or usually it's a unique, that makes it so that if they crit, they get something out of it. And is that worth more than the damage? So Greedo has a chance to repeatedly attack. Snowtrooper reduces his cooldowns. Ayla has a chance to stun. I mean, we can just go through all of those. But if you're questioning that, look at the abilities and figure it out from there. But I think those are the ones that we mentioned are probably the main ones. Embo, those are probably be the main ones.
Yeah, and then another thing that a lot of people always overlook, like the balance between like offense and crit damage, right? Like if it's special damage, offense. If it's physical damage, crit damage, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Next question is, and I'm able to do a few more here before I have to hop off.
Let's get through the last ones and we can call it. So
proper
speed roll.
Do you think with episode 9 coming out this year, we will finally get Resistance and First Order capital ships?
Possibly.
Hopefully. The ships are kind of lacking.
Who knows?
Resistance and First Order.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's a crapshoot. We don't know what we're gonna get.
Next question, Blackbeard Premium. Darth Revan was our first dark side journey. Who would you like to be the second?
kind of hard because not a lot of dark side characters have journeys.
Yeah.
Like they kind of
Darth
hinted at
Bane
that
would
when
be
they
cool.
yeah.
I mean, that's
Maybe
one that
like
sticks out
maybe
to my
like
brain.
Kreia.
No.
No.
I don't think we have the character in game to
No,
do
we
the
don't. Not yet.
to do the next dark side.
I mean, Darth Bane, you could easily do it because there's different progressions of that character through the books and stuff. So you can do him when he first comes into the
we might get Alec Malik.
The Brotherhood. I think Malik's not going to be. He's going to be a just a straight Darth Malik legendary event. You need Gear 12, all that stuff to do.
Yeah,
it.
they didn't really. Alec didn't really have much of a story. Like he was just there, and then before you know it, he was Malik basically.
Yeah, 90% of his story is as Malik. But Darth Bane would be good, and then that could introduce Darth Serana. I think that would be the most logical one if I was going to do a dark side journey. But you never know.
Yeah.
They could go a different route.
Because Bane has so much depth as a character and
Yeah.
like evolution, but like if they were going to introduce him, they'd have to keep going down the KOTOR hole, and
Yeah.
that's later down after the 5-year.
Yeah, I
plan
think
even.
I think that for them, they need to focus on. I think we're going to get some Endor characters. We're going to get a Geonosis territory battle. I think they're going to do that up to when you get to episode 9. Then we're going to have a few months, 4 to 6 months of characters from that movie that are going to be coming out. So I don't think we're getting any more KOTOR for a while.
What about like original trilogy? You think we got all the original trilogy content they hinted at already?
No, I think they're going to throw in like an Endor Leia, Endor Han that you'll need for something for Jedi Luke. I think that's one strategy, one way they might go with it. Because now we've got 3PO and all this other stuff. So I think Jedi Luke might come right before episode 9. And then those characters will be released. And then next year, your guess is as good as mine. All right.
All right, we have 2 more questions.
Knock 'em out.
First one, Chewy, with the new, if they do a new TB, how would they rotate that? Would we have TB going every week if they release 2 new ones? No.
They'd probably go in between light and dark side and then bounce back and forth between the 2 tables, right?
Exactly. The rewards are nice because except for like 1 character shard, they can increase the rate in which that character drops, right? Which is what they did the first time when they changed the TB schedule. So the shards that drop from the special event for like Captain Han Solo and Rolo and stuff, well, yeah, they doubled it because they cut the number of TBs in half. So they can make it now doubled again. They could keep that same value for the new TB, and everything else ends up being the same because you use guild event currency anyway, so it's not like you're getting other specific characters. So they would just rotate like the Hoth one, then Geonosis every time light side came up, and they would alternate between the Hoth and Geonosis for the dark side. So they could easily set that up.
All right, last question.
Last question from Kippersnap. It says, question, are you going to do the Disney Kessel run? No. So we're not doing the Kessel run. So the Kessel run, as part of the Star Wars Rival Run event, is not only the half marathon, but also the 10K. We are not doing that. We are just doing the half marathon on
we would die.
Sunday.
And I'm pretty sure I'm going to die this weekend.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's not happening. We had to do massive amounts of training to even get to this point. So doing both the 10K and the half marathon would probably kill us.
Yeah, and I like living. I like doing it. So that's just kind of my thing. I saw Bink Skymaster had a girl question. My favorite ship team. Non-mill for Geos is Poe, Soundser, HT with First Order reinforcements. Works for me, man. I know Vince Hill was running First Order for a long time with his reinforcements and stuff, so absolutely, my friend. All right.
I'm dropping.
Finn's dropping. We're going to end the stream there. We got a lot of stuff to do now. At 5 p.m. Eastern, I will do the Star Wars Battlefront stream. Whether I get the new monitor or not, doesn't matter. I'm going to do it. So we're going to wrap it up there. If you guys would like and have questions, we've got our Discord set up. Always welcome to come to our Discord. A lot of great people there that can answer any of your Star Wars Galaxy Heroes questions. That's what it's designed for. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Stop what you're doing right now. Give us a thumbs up. If you haven't followed us on Twitch, we appreciate everybody that has followed us on Twitch so far. We're 100. Well, last time I checked it was 135. It's much more now because we got some more followers. So keep that going. Let's keep the train going. Subscribe to YouTube if you haven't already. We do a lot of live streaming. And if you want to know when we're doing it, the best way is to be subscribed so you get that bell notification. to when we're streaming. We do dual stream on YouTube and Twitch, so make sure you know when we're streaming, especially if it's a game you want to do, whether it's Galaxy Heroes. We have people that watch us on Battlefront, D&D. Some watch for all of it. They just don't care. They just love all the content. So do that. Check out our Patreon. If you want to become a Patreon supporter, always appreciated. And final thank you for everybody for all your support for the American Cancer Society. You can see we're over 16,000, probably well over 18,000 in total, because we still have all our donations from on the American Cancer Society
That's
page.
awesome.
You know, so not only did we set a goal, we blew it out of the damn water, and that's why I love this community so much. You guys are very giving, very supportive of these charities that we've done, and I can't thank you guys enough for what you guys have contributed and donated. You guys, we're making a big difference in people's lives. The ACS does that, and you guys are supporting that cause, and I can't be more impressed and thankful for all your guys' support. That's why we love you. So I think that wrapped it up for our lunch stream today. Get ready for our Battlefront stream. I'm going to go work out and kill myself. And then I get to do a sea salt cleanse. Yay!
Woohoo!
Just a joyous day, Dana. I mean, good
It
lord.
sounds like it.
I
I
didn't
mean,
really know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's awful.
fantastic.
Make sure you check out Stoner's channel. He's been doing some streaming lately.
Yes.
And with that, we're going to sign off. Have a great rest of your day, folks. We'll see you at 5, and then we'll send you all kinds of updates and stuff from Disney. We're on our way. So we will holler at you good folks later. Peace.